Basically, we're in the new crib right now. Just moved into London. Not feeling great about it. Been feeling sick for the past few days. Been testing. Thank God it's not COVID, but you know, what can you do? It's like a cold being passed around. But one thing that I'm struggling with since moving into the big city is anxiety. And I thought, you know, starting my course on graphic design next year here at UAL, and I just wanted to, I don't know, do a whole mental health logo series, because why not? And they're going to be representational. May not be the best representation. It is a heavy generalization of everything that encompasses anxiety and depression, bipolar, all these things that I've struggled with. I'm only mainly doing the ones that I've struggled with or know of people who have, like from close experience, because I don't want to mess it up. And I also want to put a lot of my own general knowledge into this and less research, because I'm feeling so downtrodden. I just want to get stuff out of my head onto the laptop, and it's a good exercise. I've been painting a lot, as you can see. I've been doing a lot of illustration. I haven't been doing much graphic design, and that's my course, so be a good refresher. And let's begin. I think we'll start by talking about what anxiety is. Now, you know, anxiety is a disease, I'd say, something that can get worse and better with time and with therapy. But you may respond to situations with fear and dread rather than with hope or optimism, or you may be doubtful of a lot of things. A lot of anxiety comes from physical symptoms like heart pounding, your head's in a whirl, dizziness, all these things that seem very scary, and it can lead you down health anxiety, you know, a lot of these other things, and a lot of them can be physical symptoms, but that's just based off the adrenaline response and hypervigilance, really. So you are hyper focused on everything that's going on in your body, and that's just anxiety, you know. It can leave you constantly questioning everything, like, you know, going on a walk, I can, you know, multiple times be like, am I going to die right now? Am I going to pass out? Is my heart pounding too hard? Is everyone looking at me? Am I going to black out? What happens if I do? Worry. It's always like the what if. But you know, there's navigational tools that you can use. CBT is one of them. I'll link a lot of the UK sites down below, and I don't know about the American ones, but I'll link the mental health UK sites down below. Anyone wants to see what sort of help I have gotten in the past for it. I rank Samaritans a lot, and that's helped, especially when you don't have like many friends, because like I have friends, but you can't really bug them about this stuff too much, because it can be quite silly, because anxiety is a lot mental, you know. Like if I physically feel sick and then mentally start feeling better, I feel better. So a lot of it does rely on the mental energy that you have, and a lot of people don't have the, you know, time or patience for people with anxiety, and that's because life is hard. So you can't expect everyone there to be for you. However, people are there for you, and if you are seriously struggling, you can go out and reach for help. Now, anxiety and panic are cyclical, right? So they work in circles. Now with this, I feel like a circular logo will help represent it, you know. So let's create a circle here, and I think with anxiety, you know, it's a shell, you know, of like how you feel, but it mainly relies on how you feel on the inside, which will impact how you look on the outside, because it's easy to see distress, but it's also very easy to ignore it. So with our circle, we're going to increase the stroke volume just so you can see better. Now I'm going to do a 3-stage logo here with sort of like a, you know, like the fire diagram thing people used to have in school, you know, where they have like, you know, air, you need oxygen, you know, you need heat and carbon dioxide or whatever. I forgot it. I used to do science. I don't do it anymore, clearly. But anxiety sort of has 3 main encompassing things that all have a different color associated with them. You know, there's the physical symptoms, there's the brain, the heart, the stomach. The stomach plays a large role in anxiety, you know, the stress, the inflammation. There's the worry, and then there's the relaxation. All of these 3 things tie into each other, you know. And I want to put a dot on the inside. Now the dot will seem very weird and won't make much sense, but the reason why is because anxiety is like a balloon constantly being pumped up and then taken down when more or less energy is required, right? So for someone with anxiety, like myself, anxiety can be 1,000,000 times high one time, really low at the other times, and you don't really know when it's going to come up. It's always there for everyone. You know, like everyone has anxiety or anxious parts in their life. A lot of people don't suffer with it though. Suffering is when you can't get a grip of it, you know? So it's this constant thing that you need. You need anxiety in your life. However, when you are suffering with it, that's when it becomes a problem. So this dot will kind of represent, you know, the ever expanding and compressing that anxiety can be. Now to me, it's red. I don't know about you guys, but for some reason I feel like a red dot, kind of what anxiety is like. It's like a pointer straight to the point. It's not a black dot, because black dot can be kind of hidden, you know, but anxiety, it's surface level, and it can be, but it's also a color that most people kind of, you know, it's a primary color. People kind of turn a blind eye to it. But it's not blue because it's not very calm. It's not yellow because it's not very happy. It's not angry either, but it can be there and frustrate. you know? So it's not an erratic color completely. I may go in and change to an erratic color that makes you feel uncomfortable, one that isn't very nice to look at. We'll see. I think like teals, like going towards the purplish side can make you feel uncomfortable, but I don't want to stress people out with the logo. We'll have a thing. So how I'm going to do 3 even sections is going to be like this. 1 out of 45 here, escape. 1 out of 45 here, and then a line going down the middle. Now highlight all 3, put the dot somewhere there. But as you can see, you kind of see how we're getting these 3 things aligned. I've officially found the shape builder tool. It is here underneath this. I was in a live paint bucket, I don't know why. However, right now I need to select everything. Shape builder tool. Okay, how do I do this again? Okay. This is seeming a little bit better. Okay, now we kind of have things a little bit more the way we wanted them. Here we go. 3 even sections, all different shapes. Thank you. So, anxiety starts off bubbling, you know? A bit like not a kettle, but there's a trigger for it, you know? Some sort of representational trigger. Just something like that. Then put you on high alert. You see that color and it makes you feel visceral, you know? It doesn't piss you off, but it really, you know, color of hazards. Really, it's not yellow, it's not quite red, orange. The second stage of anxiety is the panic. This feels like super dark for you, something very, very light, like that. Too serene. I'm gonna look up uncomfortable colors. I'll be back in a sec. Right, I found this beautiful image that makes me feel disgusting, and therefore I shall use it. So what does the anxiety feel like? It feels like, that. Feels like that. I'll stroke with you. And then the first stage of anxiety is the relief, going outside, the passing past it. I wouldn't say it would be white. I'd say be a bit like that. See, all of these colors are very uncomfortable, and that's anxiety. Nothing makes sense with anxiety besides from, well, you want to make sense of it. Now, that's very interesting. We'll get back to that. That is an interesting accident. However, what I'm going to do now is do this. We have the main base of a logo, color palettes we can work on in a sec, because I really don't dig this. It looks shit. But, alright, going to make sure everything's aligned here, and now we have full freedom to work on whatever color palette we want. Now, anxiety pulls a sense of dread out of you. We go super dark or we go super light with it, because the light is the passing out, super dark is the drawing in. I'm going to just draw a few boxes here, and just kind of ultimately try and figure out to myself what looks right in terms of anxiety as a color. So this is for the anxiety, this is the red. Let's go into our colors here. We just get a good feel of what anxiety feels like. It's too dark. That feels like death. That's uncomfortable. That's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And then maybe one more dark red. Okay. Tough choice. I'd say anxiety most looks like that is my choice. That is my. But I will be happy to be using this, and this on the color palette too. Now, this doesn't really look like anxiety. We know the representation of it. We know what it means. However, if someone saw this on the street, it just kind of looks like a symbol. Now it's time to really shape it into anxiety. Right now, I didn't really want to use the root system anymore. I've turned to an old classic technique of mine, which is 3D wireframing. Put the wireframe in, change the height and also the bevel. Try and come up with something that looks uncomfortable. I've done this for logos in the past. There is anxiety. Not quite put together. It's looking more like something anxiety would feel. Now, I do have one slight issue with this, and it's too similar to that. I also want a bit higher. Everything tied in together. The gut, the heart. This is going to be the brain, and the balloon now. I feel that's a better choice. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to open the color themes panel and try and look for a brain color. If it loads. It's quite a weird thing to look. Great, it's been removed. Okay, let me get an image of a brain. It's a fairly rotted but pretty fresh brain. And comfortable, which is what I'm going for. Or I like to, if my laptop doesn't want to lag anymore, press up here and then try and draw a color out from the more pink, more fleshy. Maybe here. That looks better. Okay, well, we're getting somewhere. Okay, so all the elements are tying together. They're all balanced though. That's the problem. Anxiety is not balanced disease. It's very frantic, therefore going to need to fit these up in a way that allows them to connect, ever slightly disconnect. See? You see it. The dot in the middle encompasses everything. Now that looks a bit more like anxiety. We know the meaning. Let's head up to the mock-ups. I will be sticking to the color palette my brain somehow managed to create for the mock-ups, so drag that across too. So I hope you enjoyed the video. These are the 2 billboards I came up with, as well as the logo, the pin, and the t-shirt. Now I linked Samaritans on there because it's a place that's actually helped me a lot through these episodes and stuff, and also one that I found the most effective, you know. I hope they don't mind me using their logo on this fake mock-up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know this has been a little bit of a bummer of a video. I haven't been feeling too great, but I'll come back next with a redesigning London Borough of Ealing logo, because it's one of the worst London Borough logos and we can make it better. So hopefully good spirits then. Have a good day guys, treat yourself nicely, and goodbye.